going to be doing a recap of UFC 90 as I'm watching it, and just saw the first fight of the main card, which is Sherk versus Tyson Griffin. Interesting fight, real close fight, and went the distance, went the decision, and the judges scored it for Sherk. I had the same. Sherk won that fight. Some funny moments in it too. At one point, Sherk was at the first round. Sherk was on top of Tyson Griffin's back, and Tyson Griffin was running around, so he ran around to his corner to get advice from Randy Couture how to get him off, and he was able to duck him off. It was pretty funny though. Fight was pretty even, but I just saw Sherk scoring with the takedowns. He's also scoring with better boxing. He had really nice defensive boxing where he was keeping his hands tight and finding his shots, while Griffin was more open, trying to go for that crazy head kick all the time, which wasn't hitting. He went for a leg kick later, but it was too little too late. His hands were okay, but they really weren't landing like Sherk's hands were. Although I do think they have more power on them. But it was a good fight. Good start to this card. Later. Alright, so I just saw Fabricio Verdum versus Junior Dos Santos. And wow, that's a way to make your entrance to the UFC. Verdum tried to duck out of the way and crumpled his face down, and Santos just blasted him with a right uppercut right on the button. Then, I mean, he was already trying to make another counter punch mid-progress, but his left hand just came around and kind of tapped Verdum's head down as he went down to the mat. That was brutal, and I'm excited to see that guy. I want to see him some more, and knowing now that he trains with Big Nog, I know he's going to be a quality heavyweight in the future because he has a ground game. If he trains with Big Nog, he has a ground game. So that was a good fight. Just watched Rich versus Gray. That was it was a slow start, and the fight kind of was slow. I thought Gray would have stood up and traded more with Rich because I think he does have the advantage on the feet. I think he does have kind of heavy hands for a wrestler, but he didn't do that. Instead, he opted to go for the takedowns, and a lot of people didn't like that, and so you hear the boos. But I mean, he used his game plan to his advantage and won the fight with a decision win, 3 rounds, got them all. I noted here one thing I thought was funny was they showed Matt Hughes after the first round, and everyone started booing. So Goldberg said they're not booing, they're screaming Hughes, Hughes. It's a Simpsons joke. Look it up. Just nothing really to note here. Just that that ref was awful in the third round. He kept on telling him to improve position. Well, no, start fighting or do something, when they were actually, trading positions and stuff and working guillotines at different points during out. This ref was going ape shit all over, going move. It's like, okay. But yeah, kind of a letdown with fight, kind of breaks the momentum the UFC had going into I think this next fight, Koscheck versus Alves, but we'll see. But good win for Maynard. I'd like to see him fight Sherk next. I think that'd be a good fight. Hey, just got done watching that Thiago Alves fight. He fought Josh Koscheck. Very good fight. Koscheck, he has good recovery time. He went for a takedown in that first round when he got caught with a temple shot with a left hook that Alves just caught Koscheck with, but Koscheck went for takedowns and was able to recover through that, so that was awesome. But after that, it seemed like Koscheck came back and he almost stole that round from me back, but I gave it to Alves in the end. The second round was it was just more of Alves showing off his slick, crisp striking, which just is amazing. It's just almost too fast to see what's going on. You need to have it in slow-mo at all times when he does those outbursts. But everything looked crisp and tight. So yeah, another round for Alves. Then the third round, Koscheck survived another onslaught. I think it was a knee that, I can't even tell. Anita almost stopped the fight right there. And at this point, even Koscheck's corner was telling him he needs to go for broke. You need to pull it out to win this, man. You need this round. You need to finish the fight to win it. But he didn't seem to open up enough. He just kept back, and I guess no one wants to be, open themselves up enough to be knocked out, on TV. But the big thing is, if you're already going to lose the fight, you might as well go for everything you got. That's just my opinion. I don't know. But Koscheck, there's an eye poke. Koscheck got poked in the eye. Then later Alves got poked in the eye. That didn't change the fight outcome, though, as Alves kept on pushing. At one point, he landed this wicked kick that just hit the meat of the leg, and Koscheck almost fell because of it and hopped away. But great fight. That was a good fight. That was a very exciting fight. And Alves looks ready for a title shot. I can say that with a clear conscience, to saying, yeah, he's ready. I'd like to see that fight. GSP shouldn't be fighting Silva next. He should be fighting Alves. So, yeah, really exciting stuff. Let's get to the main event. Alright, got done watching that last fight there, which was Patrick Cote versus Anderson Silva. Very weird fight, because it seemed like, for the most part, Silva was just having it looked like Bugs Bunny, is what it looked like. And he's just pulling out all these tricks and stuff. Like, first he was running around the cage, giving Patrick clear octagon control. But then he got inside and started kicking the crap out of him and started going stealth-like. Later, in other places, he kind of toroed Patrick into a takedown, which is a sight to see. He was also catching him with, he was doing like this weird mitt thing with his hands. I've never seen that before. What else did he do? Oh, at one point, after he got up off of Patrick, he offered to help him up with his hand. It was just the Anderson Silva show, and really funny. And this went on for rounds 1 and 2, and he got the better of those rounds too. But Patrick Cote, he could take a punch and a kick and a knee like crazy. That guy was taking everything that Anderson was giving him when Anderson decided to play. When he decided to fight. Otherwise, he was just trying to stalk him, and Anderson was having fun. But then in the third round, it looked like Cote was loading up for a big punch or something, maybe a Superman punch. He came in hopping, and he landed on that right leg, and it looked like his knee moved out of place. That's what it looked like to me. So that sucks. Because I bet Anderson's kind of kicking himself right now, wishing he finished that fight to prove that he could have finished it, rather than letting it go like that. Because that is an unanswered question, and that will be one for a while. Was that, if Patrick Cote could have made it to the later rounds or something? But to me, in my eyes, Anderson Silva had that fight. I don't see that changing. But who knows? Anything could happen in MMA, and Silva needs to learn, even though he can toy with these fighters, doesn't mean he always has to. Even though it's funny, he needs to be able to close the deal. I understand he wants to make fights more interesting and stuff, and it was, but looking at his all-time record and everything, that's going to be kind of a little weird little mark there. So yeah, good night of fights. Oh, they showed the latest versus McFreedy's fight, and man, latest has slick for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That stuff is crazy. He had McFreedy's all tied up. He had nothing to defend himself with, like Joe Rogan said, with it, except for his neck, which he's like, moving around trying to block. But really, you really can't do much until that one free hand gets around you. So, yeah, good fight. Good night of fights. It was okay. Well, yeah, it was good night of fights. I don't know. I wish it was on free TV. I think it should have been a free card. But it is what it is, and I enjoyed the parts of it. I wish that last fight would be able to be finished, but it wasn't. That's a letdown. And it was a pretty good card. It had some hot matches. It really proved that Alves, he's ready for the next step to me. That's what it proved to me, because he looked really sharp out there. Yeah. So he's ready. Hopefully Cote can recover fast, but with something with the knee, usually it's not going to recover fast. So that isn't cool. He's going to probably be out probably well into next year. So yeah, I'll catch y'all later. But it was a fun card. Bye.